What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start this show by being transparent. Yesterday, did end up being a good day for me. I went 5-2 overall. Good old Houston first half got to the window. That was the only thing I did in college. The losers were Rockets and minus 6.5. OKC Spurs, the one we made on the show. If I would have got the number before it dropped, I would have won. So chasing gave me another L. But Grizzlies was a winner. Ty Jerome was a winner. Easton was a winner. I got a good number on Nuggets, which gave me a winner there as well. So 5-2 overall, Vino. How you doing here today?
I'm good today, Skee. NBA was nice to me. 1-0. Of course, we needed overtime to get the Nuggets team total there, but certainly that double overtime, it really got way over. So that was the NBA winner. NBA's on a pretty good roll now, 8-2 last 10. But college was the first really poor day I've had in college. I think way back to November. Um, got hooked by the Troy team total over 74. These are great when they happen to you. You always remember them. You never remember like the Nuggets get me there in overtime last night. I should be thankful. Troy has 74. I need over 74 and a half. They go to the free throw line with 30 seconds left. Two free throws from their point guard. He front rims both of them. Like, come on, dude. But that led to a 1-3 college night, which put me behind the eight ball for the day slightly. So we'll look to be better in college tonight. But NBA, like I say, is cooking right now.
All right. Well, let's see if we can find some of those winners. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate y'all tapping in. And Mark, I did see that it pop up across my screen. I just think I forgot to reply, but yeah, I'll come over and have some tequila pineapples when you're in town. Definitely, I'll be there. All right. First game, we'll go Brooklyn and Orlando. And this one opened 11.5 down to 9.5. Total opened 213 up to 215. Baji and Cam Thomas are both out for this game. Castleton and Franz Wagner out for the Magic. Man, the Nets, bro. Uh, I, how many times do you think the Magic have been double-digit favorites this year?
Off the top of my head, a dozen.
One. Guess who it was against, Rob?
Oh, it had to be against the Nets if we're talking about it.
The Nets back in November. That's the only time they've ever been a
Wow.
10 plus point favorite this season. Now, obviously it's come back below the double digits, but that really stood out to me. And that's just goes to, yes, I don't view the Magic as a team I want to lay that big of a number with, but the Nets, they're a team that's just given up. Like nobody wants Cam Thomas don't want to be there. That's why he's not traveling, not doing anything, not playing. Um, you have MPJ. Like the past couple games, I feel like when I'm watching the games, he's like getting into it with the coach and like walking off, ignoring the coach. Like it's not good vibes over there in Brooklyn. Two times in the past 10 games, they've lost by 50 points. That's not a team I'm putting my money on. It's Magic or nothing, Robino. What do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of a bad scheduling spot for them too, Ski. They go out west for 5 games, they get a day off, fly back home, play right away. I think it was against the Lakers, right? And then get a day off and then fly out of there again. It was like a 1 game homestand. Now fly to Orlando. And after this, go back home again to play Washington. So I don't like the scheduling spot for Brooklyn. Um, Orlando, they are. I don't. I probably said a dozen times because I was looking at their ATS number overall this year. They're the worst team to put your money on this year. They're tied with Sacramento, excuse me, 19-33 against the spread, 38.8% cover. So burning money both ways, right? And we're not in the business of burning money, lighting it on fire with Orlando as a favorite or with the Nets the way they're playing. Difficult game. Maybe a look at the under. I mean, Orlando's performances. I tried them in the "That's My Dog" segment the other day against OKC, and they got destroyed. So don't really want any part of them. Maybe a look at the under at 214 and a half. We'll see.
Yeah, I definitely considered I mean, we had a question there. What was it? Nets team total under 103. I did consider that. The problem I had was the Magic defense has been they've been ass. I can't trust them right now. 103 is low. And I know the Nets have, they've had their problems, but I need a team that's gonna play some kind of defense. Like, let me just pull back up what I was looking at here. Magic games 128, 112, 120, 124, 114, 119, 124, 120. Like, that's not 103. I don't know if you know. I couldn't put my money on that. If I'm betting this one, it's Magic first half. And I'm gonna say because one, I feel like the Nets have given up right now. And two, the Magic were like smoked from the first quarter last game. I think they'll have a good effort to come out the gates a little bit hotter in this one. And I don't love the thought of laying the 10 with them. But, come out the gates hot, beat on a team who don't even want to be there. That I can't consider. Any last thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, my last thought is remembering last week when Jamal Mosley told us that everything they switched to this year was paying off. And then we see them get absolutely trashed 2 games in a row against pretty good competition. San Antonio and then OKC. That game against Miami may have just been, I don't know. I guess it shows what they can do if they really want to be focused, or maybe that was just on Miami that night. Who knows?
Yeah, Miami's had some problems as well. Wizards and Pistons. Um, okay. I had got confused because I switched to first half lines. I'm like 8.5. This one opened up 17 down to 14 and a half, 15 and a half, whatever, best number you can get, depending on what you like. Total also came down from 228 as low as 226. You have Hardy, Russell, both doubtful. No AD, Trey Young or Trey Johnson. For Detroit, you have Cade and Tobias, both questionable. Denise Jenkins, Stark, and Smith all out. Um, yeah, Pistons on the front of a back to back playing the Knicks tomorrow. Are they going to be that interested in beating down the Wizards here tonight? I feel like the Wizards have been playing a little better lately. I'd probably grab the points. What do you think, Vino?
Yeah, my problem with the Wizards is they really only have their starting five, and that's it. Their bench tonight is just like a ghost town. And if you're Detroit, we talked a little bit about this before we came on air. If you're Detroit, maybe you do rest Cade and Tobias tonight just because you have the Knicks on deck. I've said often here, Detroit's not a team that really gives up games, play hard 48 minutes. But if you substitute for Cade and Tobias with Isaiah Stewart and say Kevin Herter, are they really still not 15 points better than the Wizards? They probably are. Wizards starting five is going to have to go 40 minutes plus, I would think. All of these guys. I mean, I don't know where they're going on the bench here with what I'm seeing as their projected bench for tonight. So I don't know. I still think Detroit's probably that much better. The fact that they dropped the number due to questionable status of Harris and Cunningham may do Detroit a favor if you're betting them. Washington can lose by 15. It's a tough spot, Ski. I don't know how interested they'll be either. I just know that Detroit generally comes to play each and every night, and I don't know that the substitutes for Cunningham and Harris tonight, if they do sit, would be so terrible that they couldn't still beat Washington by 15. Detroit would be the only way I could look.
All right, Utah and Atlanta. I kind of told you off air that I have very little interest betting this game. A lot of people on the injury report for Utah. Um, I'm not betting this game. I don't even want to think about it. It's so wasting my time, honestly. But you might have an angle.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to wait on Atlanta because, again, as we were talking, this Atlanta roster now is built pretty solid. Kaminga and Buddy Hield there, of course, when Jared Jackson Jr. gets to Utah, they'll be a little bit different. Utah game's always the same. Look at the total first, even though this one's on the road. They pulled out a nice one the other night, Ski, shorthanded, beat the Pacers. The Pacers obviously are bottom of the barrel, but at least Utah shows fight constantly. A little bit surprised by the drop in price here, but still, I could see maybe getting to some form of over in that game. I didn't, though.
All right, Bulls and Raptors. Um, Raptors on a back to back, right? The Bulls team with a little bit of the rest advantage. The Bulls, though, just like what are they doing? I mean, are we just in the business of just collecting as many guards as we can? I just I can't make sense of a lot of things the Bulls are doing. Um, I like Ingram. Ingram at home. He's been great rebounding the ball. It's a good matchup for him to rebound. I'll bet Ingram rebounds today and stay out the way. What you think, Vino?
Yeah, that's probably a solid play. He's playing motivated because of the All Star game. He didn't make the team, so he's been playing motivated as of late. No RJ Barrett, no Pirtle. So that helps with Brandon Ingram's numbers. The other side, like you say, I mean, they're another team. Three guys on the bench, and that's if Colin Sexton plays. Could be seven. Colin Sexton may not suit up, traded here. But the guys that they traded for that won't play, no Anthony Simons, no Yabusele, no Usman Ding, Jaden Ivey, brand new to the team. He's going to be out there with the starting unit. There's nothing to like about Chicago here. I don't, no matter what the situation for Toronto is, they should win this game by 10 plus points. I just don't see how Chicago, fatigue wise, having to play their four starters as much as they can. And Ivy being brand new as the fifth starter. I don't know. No reason to like Chicago for me. I think I could get to Toronto minus 7.5, but number keeps coming down. Somebody likes the Bulls. Maybe somebody's going to play that I don't know about.
Yeah, we'll see. Hornets and Raptors. Eason is questionable. Tate is out. Salawan is questionable. Conley doubtful. Looks like the new additions are all doubtful for the Hornets. Hornets have been playing some good basketball for a while now. The Rockets, not so much. Maybe more so inconsistent. Could be without one of their top shooters tonight. And on a back to back here. We have seen the Rockets show up on back to backs after a loss, though. How do you view this one panning out?
Yeah, they just did it last week, Ski. I'm trying to look here real quick for the exact example. I know Houston just did it last week on back to back, so I feel like I was leaning towards the other side in that game. It was 28th and 29th. Lose to San Antonio, bounce back and beat Atlanta in the second of back to backs by 18 in a road effort. That was with travel. Yeah, I don't know. Yesterday they played Boston, and we talked a little bit about Houston should be motivated, at least their head coach motivated to play Boston, had already beaten them twice since he came over, and they didn't have a chance in that game against the Celtics. Celtics being pretty good. A lot of times I would be of the opinion that somebody's got to pay the price the next night for Houston losing in that fashion. But Charlotte's playing too good. It's not the right opponent for me to take that approach here because Charlotte's been so good. And maybe Houston's a little demoralized after not playing well against Boston last night. You have to believe that they were fully focused for it, didn't show up. So to me, it's a tough game to figure. I won't play it. I kind of lean with the angle of Charlotte just playing so well right now, but I'm only getting 4.5 points. I'm not so sure I could get involved at that small of a price.
Spurs and Mavs opened up -6, looks like 7.5. Total continues to go up from 224 as high as 229.5. A lot of question marks for this Mavs team. I mean, I don't even feel like reading them all. I'll say Gafford and Williams are questionable. We'll see. A lot of other people are just doubtful. For Spurs, Harper, Olenek, Sohan, and Waters, all questionable. Spurs did just play last night, right? You could even get some more people ruled out. Um, you know, I can understand why the total is going up for the Mavs side because they could really have no rim protection out there tonight, like, especially if Gaffer gets traded. I know we're getting close to the deadline, but it's looking like it could be just free reign at the rim against Dallas tonight. We don't know who else gets ruled out for Spurs. If Harper gets ruled in, that's a boost for offense. I can understand the over. I like Cooper Flag though, and whether you want to play his points or whatever, that's up to you. Because I know he's been in a rhythm. He's playing hard, but I don't think it's the best matchup for points, especially with Big Wembanyama standing down there at the rim. So I chose rebounds. 6.5. He's been clearing that like clockwork. I'll go flag 6.5 over rebounds. What you think, Vino?
Yeah, flag would be a good way to look in any capacity here. He's been putting up numbers like crazy recently. A tough schedule for Dallas lately, right? At Houston, play Boston, back to backs now with San Antonio. Not the easiest of schedules for a team that's kind of just, their players are scattered all over the place, some coming in to be new to the team that won't play tonight, some that were existing, some that are on the injured list. It's just kind of a mix mash. So, with that in mind, I can understand why you would look over because A, we talk about it all the time. Like you said, there's not a lot of rim protection on this team. And B, because the pieces that are out there, just defensive communication has to go out the window. San Antonio's got so many players that I just don't worry about them as much if they could bench a couple of guys. So I could get behind an overplay in that particular game. But sidewise, it just looks like, I don't know, real difficult for me, especially with San Antonio coming off the win against OKC last night. Do they just let down a little bit here in this one? They probably do.
Croft, Vegas says, I don't know, Skee. This reminds me when he took Cooper's rebounds over versus OKC. I only remember taking his rebounds. Well, the last time I took his rebounds, I won. I don't remember who it was against. It was recently. So if you're talking about farther than, a week or so, then you're going too far for me. The way I'm playing is based on how Cooper's been playing lately. Let's see. SF9 likes Dylan Brooks. That's on the next game we're going to talk about there. I don't have a strong opinion on this. I would probably prefer his overs rather than unders, though. All right. Warriors and Suns opened up 6.5. Looks like 6.5. Total, though, plummeting from 220.5 all the way down to as low as 214.5. For Phoenix, Jalen Green is questionable. There will be no Cole Anthony, Devin Booker, or Coffee. For Golden State, LJ Cryer, Melton, Seth, and Steph Curry, as well as Porzingis. Or I'm sorry, Cryer and Melton are questionable. Both the Currys and Porzingis are out. Man, Vino, these are two teams who stink with the current injury situations. Like, I don't really want to trust the Warriors at all. But do I want to trust the Suns laying points with no Devin Booker? They barely can even score. I mean, this is an ugly game. I can understand why the total was dropped all the way to 214.5. I would agree. What do you think? You're muted.
Was I muted?
Mm-hmm.
3-1 the last 4. Phoenix without Booker. The other night was crazy. Grayson Allen and Colin Gillespie went crazy as the backcourt for this team in Portland when they put up 130. And Mark Williams even chimed in with a whole bunch, double-double on his part as well. So Gillespie and Grayson Allen, if nothing else, they can shoot the basketball. And Gillespie's, he reminds me so much of TJ McConnell for Indiana. Kind of the same type of guard, just high energy, good shooting, playmaking. I could not play against Phoenix here, Skee. They've just been playing so well for so long. Point spread wise, I'm looking here real quick. 9-6, 60%. They had that 3-game losing streak in the middle there, Miami, Brooklyn, Detroit, but since bounced back against Cleveland and Portland. I just don't think I want any part of Golden State right now. That trade yesterday, I don't know what that signifies, really, getting Porzingis. I guess it's an attempt to do something, but with the lineup they're throwing out there tonight, I would rather be on Phoenix. Didn't bet the game, but that's the side I would choose.
I mean, I don't know. That looked like tanking to me. Porzingis? I don't know,
We're trying to be polite over here.
Man, Steve Kerr. It's time for him to go. I know he don't make all the decisions and stuff, but a lot of stuff they do over there. I'm gonna take this time. I wish Casey was in the chat. Take this time to just say they've had Ty Jerome. He's balling right now, right? They had Ryan Rollins. He's balling right now. They don't want to play Kaminga. Let's go play pods all these minutes and give pods everybody's time, though. For some reason, Steve Kerr has an infatuation with pods, and I have no clue why. You've had so many good players around, and you don't play them. You don't take advantage, or you just have them playing in a way that's not good for them. Like, I have no clue. Steve Kerr is brain dead right now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
when he exits at the end of the year, Ski, when he decides to ride off into he's not leaving the next guy in real good shape with this team. He's just like, you know what? Here it is. It's yours. Take over. I mean, it's just Porzingis is always hurt. I don't know. Like I say, we were trying to be polite, but it just didn't make a lot of sense. Kaminga and Buddy Hield, Atlanta made out pretty good in that trade.
Oh yeah, they did. Atlanta's pretty deep. All right. Dropping Dime says Zubac to the Pacers. That's huge. They needed a center. What they have to give up, I wonder. But you know, they needed a center for one. And the Clippers, I mean, I've mentioned this, but it was Harden who was playing better with Zubac, and it was Kawhi playing better when Brook Lopez was on the floor. So it makes sense for them to make this move now that they only have Kawhi and they don't have Harden anymore. All right. Last game on the slate. 76ers and Lakers. This one opened 5. It looks like 4 or 3.5. Total open 233, and it looks like it's right around there. Let's check these injuries. I'm sorry, Jackson Hayes is suspended. Thero's out. Luke Kennard is not ready to make his debut. He just got traded. Joel Embiid is questionable. Paul George is suspended. 76ers, they've won, I think 5 games in a row here, Rob Veno. Can they bring that energy into LA?
I think they can. I went for the hat trick this morning, Ski. I bet their team total over the first 2 games of this road trip, and I did it again today. Partially because of what I've said the last couple of times. I really like their energy and their guard energy, and Embiid should play tonight. B, because as you know, we just say it to death about the LA defense. So I think Philly can take advantage of the LA defense here. And the 115 number just made a little bit of sense. It's been bet up to 115.5 now in some spots because the total full game total has gone up. But even if they lose the game, I just believe they can get to 116 against this defense. They're playing in a real good rhythm now offensively, these guys. And like I said to you the other day, there's been some chatter inside that locker room that they think they have an opportunity in the East. Can't say that I doubt them, but Boston's eventually going to get Tatum back, and that's a tough hurdle. But still, the belief is there, the cohesion is there. So I took Philadelphia team total over 115.
Vino liking them Sixers to score. Everybody likes the Sixers tonight, huh?
Oh, there they go.
Everybody has a Sixers ticket in their pocket tonight.
Are you trying to lead me out of the fire, Ski?
I hear contrarian guys just whispering to me right now.
I hate those guys, man.
I hear them right now, Rob Vino, and I'm Philly. All right, Vino. Philly has done what? They've won 5 games in a row. They've played. Who they played? Do you know who they played? I'm gonna help you out. Let me tell you. I'll tell you right now who they played. The Warriors. Who? My bad about that.
That's the contrarian gods.
Yeah, they're calling. They're trying to let you know. They're trying to bust through on the show. They said, "Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute." The Sixers have played the Warriors, who injury riddled, spiraling, doing anything they can to try to save their season right now, trade wise. They beat the Clippers, who did the same thing, trade, etc., etc. They haven't played any teams over 500, Rob. They played the Pelicans, the Kings, the Bucks. I mean, are we thrilled that they went 5-0 in those games? That they looked decent, they looked all right in those situations? I mean, I could care less. I think it'll look a lot different versus a Lakers team who's 30-19, who's pretty healthy right now, and coming off a 30-point win. So yeah, Vino. I'm just trying to do what I can, Vino. That's all. I've seen this before.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're talking to me from my angle, though. It's like you're trying to talk me off of Sixers plus points.
Yeah,
Are you talking me off 115 that they can't? I mean, the Lakers could cover and Philly could get to 116.
that's very
Should be a
true.
high scoring game, right?
That is very true. We don't view the Lakers as a defensive team. So we'll end the show like that. I think we did a pretty good job. Or actually,
I'm only
no,
half.
no. Let's not end it. Let's see what we got here. See what we got. We'll go back to good
Let's
old.
give the people
That's
something.
my dog. Let's see. Who's the dog on the slate today? Is it the Sixers?
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
Vino, the whole chat is barking. They want them Sixers money line, Sixers +4. They want to know who's your barking dog tonight, Rob Vino.
Well, I don't want to ask Philadelphia to do too much. I've already asked them to score 116 here. So I'm not one of those guys who plays, team side and total parlays. So I'll stick with my total play on Philadelphia team total. I know there were some guys in the chat who like that as well. Some people in the chat. I could give you one. Oh wow. There's some ugly choices out there, Skee. Remember when we used to be faced with these ugly choices?
It's a lot of those today.
Man, it's a lot of I don't know, man. 3 a.m. in the bar. Let's see. You know what? I'll go out on a limb here with this one. I think that San Antonio put a ton of effort into the OKC game last night. Cooper Flag has been outstanding as of late, and I still think they're totally talent shy. But Dallas does give effort each and every night. So you're going to give me 7.5 with Dallas. I'll take that as the dog to stay at least within that number at home tonight. Dallas plus 7.5 would be my dog.
All right, Vino going with Dallas in that one. My dog of the day. I'm gonna tell you that I don't have this in my pocket like I did the other time, but I'll be damned if I'm laying 6.5 with Phoenix. I don't care who they just beat. I don't care. This Phoenix team is not that good. If anything, it means some regression is coming for those guys who are shooting lights out. The Warriors, still a team who wants to compete, even if they haven't been playing the best. They want to compete. They're not going to give up on their season. I can at least expect them to play some defense tonight. And if they're versus a team who I don't trust offensively, I think they can keep it within a couple possessions. So I'm going to do my very best, try to find every reason I can to back Golden State tonight as my dog. All right, Vino. Promo stuff.
Yeah, what
What do we have here? 10 days of all access for the price of 7. You'll save $69. It's a good way to get involved with either Rob Vino or myself. And you know what? Well, yeah, I'll do it just because. We'll move it to best bets. I was going to skip it today, but I'll move it to best bets. And I'll ask you, Vino, if there's anything else you would like to promote. And if you have a best bet for the show, we would love to hear it. If you don't, no pressure.
Real quick, Ski, I don't think I've said this even once, and yet I've had a 5% Super Bowl play up since, last week. So for those who are getting into Super Bowl mode now as it gets closer, do have a very strong 5% play on that game. You can find it over at WagerTalk.com on my homepage, wt.buzz/RV. Best bet here, Ski, I don't know. I'm still heading there. It doesn't matter. Philly team total over 115. I do see a lot of 115.5s out there, but it doesn't bother me. I think we get to 116 in this game. That's going to be my best bet mainly because it's the only one that I bet and the only one that I put clients on today. So Philly team total over 115.
All right. Actually, before I get my best bet, I do have a Super Bowl package along with props. It's going to be a lot of plays. But my props this season won 16 out of 25, and I've won, I believe it's either 3 of the last 4 or 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls. So it's the one time a year where I really enjoy and do well consistently for football. You guys know I'm the basketball guy. I did do well last year in football overall, but I'm the basketball guy until the Super Bowl. So if you wanted my Super Bowl looks early, that's where you can find them. And yeah, outside of that, well, I will mention college basketball and NBA. I am up a little bit above 50 units on the year. So if you guys want to get involved with that, it's a good time to do it. Best bet for the show, I'm going to go with, I did a video earlier. Veno, I'm getting old, because trying to figure out that TikTok. God, it took me like an hour and a half to try to figure out what to do on there. I'm like, damn. But I put out a video. I did it my first video on TikTok, put it on Twitter, on Instagram, and I showed the nice, pretty graphics that we like to look at, Rob Veno. So I'm going to use the same play. I'm not going to pull up the graphics here. My best bet for the show will be DeAndre Ayton over. I got 20.5 points and rebounds. I'm not sure where the line is now, but earlier this morning, they didn't even have Jackson Hayes on the injury report. They were sleeping. I know. I watched the Laker games. I know Jackson Hayes is suspended for this game because he pushed the Wizards mascot in the last game. So he will not be out there. That leaves a lot of extra minutes, a lot of extra opportunities for DeAndre Ayton to take advantage of. He needs a guy who plays better when Austin Reeves is on the floor. Reeves is back. So combination of those things, Embiid is questionable, could be very favorable, easy night for DeAndre Ayton. I'll go over 20.5 points and rebounds. Veno, I appreciate you taking the time to cap these games with me. Helps my process. I'm sure it helps everybody else out there as well. We appreciate you all in the chat. You guys have been bringing some good looks. I know there's some good people, and we always want to let you know you're appreciated. So hit the like button if you enjoyed the show. Best of luck, everybody, on all your action. We will be back again tomorrow. We will catch you then.